Look, I was not planning to get mad today. I really wasn't. I was going to sit down, play something I already paid for, maybe enjoy the fading memory of ownership as a concept. Then I opened my feed and saw that Freedom Games, sorry Indie.io, because apparently a fresh coat of paint fixes everything, is launching the Indie Pass on April 13th. $7 a month. For indie games. And that alone would be funny. But here's the part that made me sit up like I just heard a window break downstairs. They're paying developers based on session time. Session time. So, if you make a tight, brilliant little 2-hour game, congrats, you get pocket lint. But if you make a bloated time sink that eats 12 hours of my life with busy work and crafting menace and collect 40 mushrooms to unlock disappointment, suddenly you're a model citizen. That's the incentive, that's the business model. Not make something great, make something sticky. Make something exhausting. Make sure the player never stops moving long enough to remember they have free will. And they want $7 a month for this. In 2026, during subscription fatigue. For a pile of indie games I can probably buy outright during a Steam sale for the price of a sandwich. This is not a discovery platform. This is a hostage situation with a launcher. And we need to talk about this before my head actually explodes, because the Indie Pass is the answer to a question that literally no human being with a pulse and a Steam account has ever asked. We are currently living through the great subscription squeeze. My bank statement looks like a graveyard of $10 charges Netflix, Disney Plus, Game Pass, Spotify, the cloud storage I need because I take too many photos of my cat, the educational site I signed up for during a 3,000 AM existential crisis and forgot to cancel. We are tapped out. We are fatigued. Our wallets are screaming for mercy, and in walks Indie.io, tipping a fedora and saying, hey, you know what's missing? A smaller, more niche version of Game Pass that exclusively features games you could probably buy for $3 during a Steam spring sale. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet, where the only thing on the menu is kale and rice cakes, and they're charging you for the privilege of standing in line. Let's look at the mathing, or lack thereof. They're launching with 70 titles. Games like Echoes of the Plum Grove and Dark Deity. Good games, sure. Fine games. But here's the kicker. These games go on sale constantly. If you've spent more than 5 minutes on Steam, you know that the indie sale is a permanent fixture of reality. Why would I rent a $5 game for $7 a month? Who is this for? Is there a demographic of people who have $7 but absolutely refuse to own anything permanently? It's not a service. It's a clearance rack with a monthly subscription fee attached to it. It's the gaming equivalent of paying a monthly fee to access a specific value bin at a closing Blockbuster. But okay, let's get into the revenue model. Because this is where the veteran in me starts to get a facial twitch. They are paying developers based on player session time. Do you understand what that means? Do you realize the psychological horror we are inviting into the medium of art? If you are a developer and you make a tight, 2-hour masterpiece, something like A Short Hike or Florence, you get pennies. You get the lint from the bottom of Indie.io's pockets. But if you make a grind your soul into Dust Simulator, where you have to click a rock for 400 hours to unlock a slightly shinier rock, you're the king of the castle. This isn't a discovery engine, it's a filler engine. It rewards padding. It tells developers, hey, don't worry about pacing or emotional impact. Just make sure the player doesn't alt-tab for 6 hours. It turns game development into a battle royale for your attention span. If you stop playing to go to the bathroom, the developer just lost a fraction of a cent. Imagine the pressure. Imagine a world where every indie game has an unskippable 20-minute intro just to juice the session time metrics. It's playtime poverty. It's egalitarian revenue my absolute ass. It's a race to the bottom where the winner is whoever can waste the most of your life. And then there's the Freedom Games factor. Look, I'm not saying you can't change your name. Snoop Dogg became Snooplian for a week, and we all just moved on. But when the internet sees Freedom Games and immediately starts shouting predatory contracts and red flag, you've got a problem. Changing your name to Indie.io is like your toxic ex-boyfriend showing up at your door with a fake mustache and a different accent. Oh no, I'm not Freedom Games. I'm Indie.io. I've changed. I love developers now. I promise I won't lock you into a contract that makes you regret your birth. We see you. The mustache is peeling off. We can see the Freedom Games tattoo on your neck. They claim this is for discoverability. That is the corporate buzzword of the century. Discoverability is what people say when they want to shove their own back catalog in your face because nobody was buying it individually. This isn't a curated selection of indie darlings. It's a way for a publisher to monetize the stuff they already own that's sitting around gathering digital dust. It's not a discovery engine. It's a high-tech way to ensure you don't notice the library is mostly just stuff they couldn't sell on the front page of Steam. And the no exclusivity thing. They're touting that like it's a feature. We don't require exclusivity, cool. So, that means there is zero reason to use this specific service. Anything good on IndiePass is already on a platform I actually like, probably for cheaper, or bundled in a humble bundle, where the money actually goes to charity instead of a rebranded publisher with a baggage-heavy history. It's a solution looking for a problem. Nobody woke up today and said, "Man, I have too much money and not enough ways to rent B-tier indie games from a publisher with a checkered past." And the date. April 13th. They're launching right after April Fool's Day. But the real joke is the timing. We are in a recession light. People are canceling Netflix because they hiked the price by $2. We are seeing mass layoffs across the entire industry. And Indie.io thinks this is the moment to say, hey, give us $7 for this bag of chips that's 90% air. It is bold. I'll give them that. It is selling a solar-powered flashlight in a cave levels of Brave. It is launching a cruise line in the middle of a pirate, uprising levels of Visionary. I've been watching this industry for a long time. I've seen the OnLives of the world. I've seen Stadia come and go with the grace of a lead balloon. And I am telling you right now, mark your calendars, April 13th is the launch. By Christmas we're getting the blog post. You know the one, the Sunset blog post. At Indie.io, we are so proud of the community we've built, but we've made the difficult decision to sunset the IndiePass to focus on new ways to empower developers. Nobody signed up. We ran out of other people's money, and we're going to try to rebrand as GameFlow or IndieSphere next Tuesday. It's the same cycle every time. A publisher gets a bright idea to create a walled garden, forgets that the garden is full of weeds, and then acts surprised when nobody wants to pay the entrance fee. Look, if you want to support indie devs, go to Steam. Go to itch.io. Find a game that looks weird, looks personal, looks like it was made by a human being who hasn't slept in 3 weeks, and buy it. Own it. Put it in your library. Don't let your support for the little guy be filtered through a session time algorithm that turns art into a data point. The IndiePass isn't for the indies. It's for the IO. It's for the shareholders. It's for the people who look at a 2-hour emotional journey and think, how can we stretch this into 10 hours of engagement so we can pay the dev an extra nickel? It's a disaster. It's a joke. And the best part, it hasn't even launched yet, and it's already over $7. Buy a burrito instead. At least the burrito won't ask you for a recurring subscription and then change its name to Bean.io when people realize it gives them heartburn.